record here then. Right, we're recording.
Are we recording?
Yes, we are. We are at the Within. We're back in the Within. And yes, we've got a guest. It's been a while since we've had a guest. And it's not a new guest, it's a returning guest. It's not just a guest, it's our long-term sponsor and pal, Charles of Love Beer.
Hello, again.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Feels weird being back. It's been the best part of, what, a year, I reckon, now?
Has it really?
I think so. I was trying to think about it last time.
Was the last one like a ridiculous one with Justin?
No,
we did one after.
We did one after that. And that was around this sort of time, because I remember bringing the vegetables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just smelt them in the garden, in the kitchen, and they are incredible.
The basil was really really on one at the moment.
Fresh from your...
Yeah, literally picked before I come out.
Wonderful.
I've been all the way up commuting around London and stuff, so I drove back, got in the door at 5:30, put my foot on in the back of the van so I can have a kip tonight.
Oh,
And,
God bless you.
and got some fruit out the polytunnel for you.
Lovely,
Oh, mate,
lovely.
that's a good shout. I mean, if there's room in that futon for two, just I'm up for it. That's all I'm saying.
We'll have
You're
to make
basically
space.
our boss, so you know I will have sex with you.
So, you bought a bucket of beer.
Yeah, and a literal bucket. I couldn't dig the ice bucket out of the back of the shed today. So
Where were they sourced from, mate?
we've got all sorts, to be honest. There's a couple that have been.
This isn't location specific, this one.
No, these
Right.
are all
Oh,
just.
okay,
This
cool.
it's all. Well, actually, I wanted to do this one because I've now been working for myself for a little over 3 years, as of about 4 days ago. So
3
so, yeah.
years, mate.
Yeah.
Most businesses go tits up after 5.
Yeah.
Before 5.
Yeah.
Before 5. So you're doing well.
Yeah, turn profit within 2 years, they said, and I was like just about covering things within 6. So I'm in a sort of good place, and I've managed to. So this year I've had a bit of a blowout. I've gone to lots of festivals and sort of enjoyed myself. And then as my big sort of thing, I've booked my dream holiday, which is 5 weeks in India, going in December.
Way.
Wow.
Really?
So yeah, leaving mid-December. I think 13th of December, and get back on the 14th of January.
Oh, amazing. I might be in
incredible,
India
mate.
around that time.
Oh really? I'm planning to do Goa for New Year's Eve.
fucking hell, so are we.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh. So
It's gonna go off.
provided everything goes right, mate, I might see you there.
Yeah. Well, I'm literally going on my own, so I am
Yeah.
genuinely looking for something to
Amazing,
do
mate.
in Goa.
Yeah.
So I'm spending Christmas in like the mountains near Goa, and then going down there. But it just seems like it's one big beach party on Goa, is it? And then you can pay to get into like a massive psytrance rave, but it's like it's as much as a hotel for one night.
Yeah.
I just think you may as well just get off your nut and walk down
Walk
the beach.
around the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, man, we've if all things being right,
Yeah.
I'll see you
Well,
there.
I'll definitely be there. So I've
That's
already
so
got my
cool.
tickets now, and I've got my jabs
good on you,
jabs on Friday. And then I guess next year I haven't really got any excuses. I've got to start taking life a bit more like an adult.
Superb.
Well, I think you've been treating it very much like an adult, mate. You've set up a business. You work your guts out. You say that you're having more holidays now, but there was a lot of
Yeah,
time
yeah.
when you was not doing that and you was just working. So you know, I
Yeah.
think you're allowed to sort of like enjoy yourself, because if it is just work and work and work, then you won't.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Well, this year I've definitely been able to catch up from the last few years. I've been blagging some crew tickets to festivals and stuff.
Have
and
you?
Been having some great time, yeah.
Well, we should say that we're going to...
Yes, yeah.
A side note of the top 5 beers that we're going to rate as we go through the selection you bought is we're also going to... Well, you're going to do your top 5 sort of surprise bands at festivals.
Yeah. I wanted to do just live music, but for me it will be festivals because I
Yeah.
don't tend to do a lot of gigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the sort of live. We've all been to see like bands that we've known for years. We've got all of their albums. They've blown our tits off. You get the goosebumps and everything. But I find so much fun in the sort of weird ones that you come up against and find here and there. I honestly, I could have gone on for ages with this. Mine's probably about a top 15, so I've had to really like slim it down. But yeah, just those sort of weird ones that you never really intended on seeing,
Stumble
or
across.
or that like offered something a bit more unique or something like that. So I've got some weird ones. I think it'd be quite good fun.
Wonderful.
Well, hopefully you let us throw a few in as well. Throw a few into the mix.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it's collaborative. I want to hear yours, definitely.
Should we have a beer?
Yes.
Come on in.
Right. I don't know where to start. Whether we go in with the stronger ones first.
That's
And then-
tradition, isn't it?
is,
Usually,
yeah, yeah.
usually we have a stout.
Well, I've got two strong stouts. We'll just start on the strongest one and work our way backwards.
All
And
right.
I've got
Yeah.
a couple of palate cleansers. So.
Yes, I like that.
Okay.
I like the sound of that. Because I saw some of these. Oh wow, and we're going to go straight for it.
Yeah,
So for people who are not watching this on Patreon, Charles has presented one that actually is wax topped, which I think
Yeah.
is a first. We haven't had a wax top one, have we? Yet, I don't think.
No, so usually the wax top means that it'll cellar, so you can stick it in there. It seals it from any oxygen getting in and stuff.
Yeah.
But I also think it looks really pretty like this.
Yeah, it does.
The way they've dripped the wax down, and then I've watched them do it. Like it's so painstaking. So this has been sealed by hand, and then they dip it in wax and let these come down, and then they wait for it to dry a little bit and just pull each one of them off.
That's nice.
I mean, this
They
bottle
peel it
looks
off,
sinister
pull it off.
as fuck as
It-
well, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
This was Gareth. Is it Petrucci? I
Yeah.
can never remember how to say his second name, but he recommended this one. There was another one that was
Good lad, Gareth.
St Mars was somewhere or other brewery that's up in Sheffield,
Yeah.
but they didn't get back to me. So sorry,
It's great.
guys.
Our
but,
listeners are
I'm so
getting
glad that
involved.
they did, because you did ask us to put that out, didn't you?
yeah. We've got another one in there from Simon Newby. I've never actually
Oh.
tried that beer, so I don't know what that's going to be like.
Okay, well, Simon penned it. Thank you, but we will reserve that gratitude until we've drunk it. It might
Yeah,
be a stitch
might
up.
be shit. Yeah.
Simon might have started a brewery and just pissed in 12 bottles and
Shall I
then
do the
sent you
brief?
it.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah. So he's called Atom Neutron Star.
Yeah, so the brewery's Atom. They're up in Hull. We did have one when I did the North.
12.6.
I know, yeah.
Quite
They did a
strong, isn't it?
barrel-aged version of that as well, which was a little bit stronger and was had like bourbon, aged in a bourbon barrel.
Bourbon sort of cask, yeah.
Yeah.
That is nice. Before you start, just want to take a note of the time code. So 76, it's now 6:54. If you can put the Lisp filter on now, if you'd like to start. Go on, let's have it.
The result of a supernova explosion. Neutron stars are the densest stars known to exist. A rich and complex imperial stat aged on vanilla and freshly roasted Guatemalan.
Guatemala?
Sorry,
No,
Guatemalan.
that's a
Sorry,
country.
no.
Guatemala.
It is. It's a freshly roasted Guatemalan coffee
Oh,
from the
wow.
blending room.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Nice. When
never
I think
actually read that
dense
before.
stars, I thought Jade Goody. Then, oh, I can't say that because she's dead. Oh God! But it's
You're a bad
That's
man.
done. That's done. That's out
That's
there now.
out there.
That's out there. Sorry, Jade.
That looks pretty hefty.
This
Like
is a proper
pouring out like Marmite.
proper beer. Yeah, it's a very very good, very very good suggestion. As soon as he said it, I was just.
I mean, what
Yes.
he's pouring almost looks like a pint of Guinness. It looks very thick, doesn't it?
Oh, that looks
hell of a
tremendous.
lot thicker than Guinness.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I actually,
wow.
I haven't had this for a couple of, probably about a year and a half. When Gareth recommended it, I was just like,
Can I smell it, mate?
well, drink some first. Go.
Oh, what first? Can I be
Yeah.
first dibs? This is
Yeah,
like,
go on then,
oh
yeah.
my God.
And as soon as he,
wow.
as soon as he recommended it, I just thought, oh, it's such a good one. So I've already had one of
Oh,
these
thanks,
myself.
Gareth. I'm just going to give this a little slurp.
How's that, mate?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
That's in
a
the
beautiful, beautiful beer.
that's in the Mother Kelly's glass as well. I should also say we've got an astonishing array of really wanky beer glasses now.
Well done. So you basically took to heart what Justin had said.
Yeah, and decided to go full whack on getting loads of them.
Yeah. Or Justin, basically, you're doing it to just upset Justin. Because we didn't invite him.
But this, so like Mother Kelly's is it's a fairly legendary bottle shop. They've got two places, I think, in E2, but a Shoreditch bottle shop, basically.
That's lovely.
It's really good. I feel quite Christmassy drinking that. Like
Yeah.
if that was my first drink on Christmas Day, I'd be winning. I
I've
think.
got some mistletoe.
Have you?
I'll tell you what, have we got a pen in here?
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to write down some
Yeah,
scores.
we've got to take some notes on that. Jesus
I was going to print off,
Christ.
I did have a
I need
spreadsheet
another
ready to
sip
go.
of that. I do need another sip of this.
Oh, hang on. We've got you could probably rate them.
In here.
Fuck off.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
The hard colistin pad. Is that available on the website?
It is on Redshift. I say it is. I don't think it is. Oh God.
Right.
They look nice anyway. One day you can get one. Get them at the live show.
Well, all the patrons have got one.
Yeah.
They're upgraded.
Yeah.
Bless their little cotton socks.
I can already tell I'm going to be drunk tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I can feel that in the front of my face. Do you know what I mean? Like it's got
And
some
that one's a
power in
hefty
it.
one to start with as well. I think I didn't actually know that was on coffee. All I've ever done is drunk it. I've not read the label.
Do you know what? If you woke up in the morning and switched your double espresso for one of them, I bet you'd have a better day.
I think you would. I don't think I think the thing is, whilst you would have a better and better day, your whole social life and family life and work life would fall apart around.
Fuck off.
That's some powerful fucking.
Yeah. We'll get straight on to the next one.
Which is wax topped as well.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
So we'll do 2 hench stouts.
You're gonna have to sloppy seconds, tenths on that. That's so good. That's so good.
Yeah.
Have we got to rate that one straight away? Are we gonna try?
I think we'll do a couple. Yeah, because that's a belter, that one.
That really is a
Oh,
belter.
I feel like I've completed it now. Life.
I can't actually get this top off.
No, that's what she said. Oh God. So
That's a good noises though. Both all sitting around.
what other festivals have you been to? Where have you got backstage passes to? I get a feeling that you've been to Boomtown this year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I managed to get another crew pass to
Did ya?
Boomtown. Yeah. That was very good. My mate was doing scaffolding down there, and I didn't even need to work or do anything. I just rocked up, and they just sorted me out. Got in there, crew pass, 3 meals a day.
Really?
Yeah. It was great. But that one, I wasn't going to do
What
it.
a tune.
I don't know how to get into this.
Let's have a look.
Proper like.
Go on, you talk.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it, and I got. So this year, Glastonbury was my 11-year anniversary of doing festivals.
Wow.
So, and Glastonbury was the first one I ever did. Started working on the bars, so I just turned up there on my own. Didn't really know anything about it. And so it's got like quite a sentimental part of my life. So I wanted to do that and like pulled out all the stops to get a ticket. Went there with my mates. So my brother got really jealous. So I got back from Glastonbury to my brother going, can't get a ticket to Boomtown. So all fucking summer I've just had my brother going, you coming to Boomtown? You come to Boomtown? You come to Boomtown? So last minute I just pulled out the stops and got a ticket. So I got to take my brother who's done festivals together.
So you got 2 free tickets? You didn't get one?
No, he'd already bought his ticket while I was at Glastonbury.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Fuck that. But it was just nice being able to, because he's only ever done Glastonbury, and I was meeting up with some of my mates that have crew passes at Boomtown as well. So we were able to, we got him into the crew bar at Boomtown and stuff like that, and sort of showed him. Because they've got actors and like immersive theatre and stuff like that, so I got to show him that and how to sort of play around with the actors. He kissed this old lady's dildo.
Hey.
Got him to do all sorts. It was fucking brilliant. But it was just a really nice thing to be able to do, like with your brother, sort of show him
How to kiss an old lady's dildo.
Yeah.
Was it an old lady or was he a bloke dressed in drag?
There's a bit of it.
This is a dildo.
It was a younger woman. I think she was really attractive behind the makeup.
Yeah.
It's part of the story. You had to go in and meet. I've forgotten what her name is, but you had to go in and meet. We're all really struggling with this bottle.
Yeah, we can't get it off.
Oh, speak for yourselves, lads. I haven't even started yet.
Right,
But we had to go in and speak to this old. I had to go in and speak to this old woman to find out. We had to get a letter off of her or something to continue with the storyline. But as you go in, they show you her medical notes, and they're like on it says like Randy as fuck, like likes to les off and all that sort of thing. Like it's all about, because they have like these actors, all they do is just spend their all of their day with like 18-year-old kitted up kids, trying to know you don't really understand what the point of this is, and leading them out.
Yeah.
So then when you go in there and just start acting the fool with them, so at one point I was grinding up against the wall with her, and then she got her dildo out that was like a strap-on dildo, and she was going, kiss it, and I was looking at it going, I'm not ready to do this. I'm not in the right headspace for this. So my brother, like respect to him, just leant down, gave it a little kiss.
Gave it a good old kiss.
yeah.
I wonder how many. Little bit of initiative there, gentlemen. It's not always bronze. Sometimes it's not bronze or brains. It's just luck. Here we go.
Well played, Glasson. Well played.
We'll contributed.
What you pour in there, Charles?
Right, so this one's another Imperial Stout. This one's. Do you remember Boutilliers from
course.
Fabersham? Yeah.
I think that Boutilliers is one of the big ones. It's one
We've
of
had
our
a few
biggest.
from there, haven't we?
Yeah.
Boutilliers is one of our all-time favourites, isn't
They've
it?
been
as well?
going. Yeah, they've been going from straight. Their output's gone up a lot. They're doing lots of weird and wonderful.
They didn't do the blood orange, did they?
No, that was 1 Mile End. They're also doing really well as well. We haven't got any from them this time round, but we've got a different one. But this one's a collaboration with a guy called, it's Emperor's Brewery, but Emperor's Brewery is a really weird one. They're not like a properly licensed brewery. It's just a guy that does stupidly strong stouts in his shed.
We're drinking moonshine, right?
Well, what's crazy about this is when you said it,
10.8%.
when you said Imperial Stout, I thought I shit you not.
Yeah,
I
look
thought
at the
I
name
wonder
of
if they do like an Imperial like the Empire.
It's called layer
And then
cake.
there's a fucking and then I look down and it's got the bloody Imperial sign
No,
on
but have
it.
you seen that it's layer cake as in Princess
Layer
Leia?
cake,
The Emperor's the
genius.
logo.
Yeah. Then what the
Layer
odds
cake
of
spelled
that?
Leia, obviously.
So all of the beers that Leia does, all of the beers that Emperor's Brewery do are all like puns on on Star Wars stuff.
That is fucking brilliant.
But yeah, crack on with
Stu,
that.
I think you've got to have first blast on that one, mate.
All right.
Really?
That one's what's his name? Drew from Boutilliers said that's probably one of the best ones they've done, and I would probably concur with that.
Okay, brewed with Emperor's, layer cake is an imperial stout brewed with muscovado, sugar, honey, cacao, nibs, and vanilla. Contains malted barley, oats, honey. Oh man, that looks
the
like
honey
the
cuts
shit.
through. The
It's
honey,
very sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
you can taste the honey at the back of your throat.
Oh, I'm loving that bottle as well. I tell you, that is really good. Layer cake, and it's got the imperial sign. I'll show it up to the camera.
Yeah.
These crazy kids.
They've got, I wish I knew her name, but they've got a new graphic designer on board, which is doing all of their artwork. And they're...
Because that doesn't look like the Boutilliers
No.
branding that I was familiar
So they've
with.
still got their stuff down there. But they've, their artwork now is fucking brilliant. They've got a really good artist on board. I love all of these silver accents and stuff on it. It's,
What are you making of that one, CGT?
Wow. Oh yeah. You can taste the honey in that, can't you?
It's the thing that, at first, it's almost like a sort of bourbon-y kick at the back
Yeah.
of the throat. And you think, what is that? And then you can feel the honey coming through.
they are apparently going to be doing a bourbon barrel aged with that as well. Maybe in a year's time or
That would
something.
work.
But I'll
It sure would. Yeah, very nice. I'm torn now.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't beat.
No, I think you're right. I do think you're right. I think that that one's slightly sweeter, but I think I prefer the coffee notes in the other one. Really,
Yeah,
that other one was,
definitely.
That's good. I'll never be upset
Yeah.
with a stout, and it's a decent one. I love the packaging, but that first one.
when I had that first time round, I thought it was fucking amazing. But tasting those two sides
We're
by side,
talking
I
about
think-
the first one now.
No, layer
the-
cake,
the
yeah,
layer
yeah.
cake,
But tasting them side by side, it's very, very close.
It
I
is.
think I'd say
It
the
really
same
is.
as you, that Neutron Stars.
But
almost
by
smoother
comparing
and
these,
just
but by no
balanced.
means are we saying that this isn't a nice
No,
drop
we're
of
not
booze.
pissing.
no.
We're not pissing on that.
It's
Imperial
cracking, but
layer
that
cake.
first one. But then again, I also think the first beer of the night always tastes the best, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Because it is that.
Yeah.
Your palate's like, wait.
But also that one's bitter, so you won't be. That will be tasting less balanced as well because
Yeah.
you've had something a bit more bitter.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
getcha.
But still, they're still really good beers. So, should we do ratings on the
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What are we rating them out of 5?
Yeah. It's getting hard. Like, because we've done this so much now, sometimes rating them out of 5, it almost doesn't give enough deviation.
You can do it out of 10 if you want, 10 and 0.5s.
Yeah.
because it's hard to rate.
Well, I normally do fours and 2 5s, but that's just because it's the same as Untapped. So you do 4.75 or 5,
Right.
4.25. But if
Yeah.
you want to do 10s and 0.5s.
We never learned in Basel and Grays they couldn't afford to break down math that much. We couldn't afford them, could we? Couldn't afford
there was only
quarters.
so many beads on my abacus. Should we just do it out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, let's go
So
crazy.
for the first one, which is called, remind me,
Neutron Star
Neutron Star.
by Atom Brewery.
I'm going to try not to get overexcited about it because it was the first beer, so I'm going to go 8.
8.
I'm gonna go in at 9. I'm sorry.
I think I'll probably go 9 on that and 8 on
Sorry.
layer cake.
Yeah, that's fair for me. Where are you going on layer cake, Stewie?
I'll go 7 on that, please.
Yeah. Yep, yeah, that's a fair shout. It's a fair shout. I like your army, your top today, by the way, mate. I'm liking the suits.
It's E17 urban camo.
Is it? Stay another. Oh, that's yours, Charles. Getting greedy.
Should we do another? Do the last stout and then we'll
Should we just get the stouts out of the way? Because then at least we can compare them all fairly.
We've got
together, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work quite well actually. I've got a load of beers that are a little bit less strong.
Do we have to do this one as well then? Seems I've got it here.
Oh God.
Do we want to do it? It's only 8.3. It's quite a mild one.
Oh, only. How would that have aged?
Very well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Right, so what I should say is that there was a beer that Charles brought round that for some reason we didn't drink.
I don't know how that happened.
And it was,
I really don't even know how that would happen.
I had like a box of stuff that had like from New Year's Eve where people bought like bottles of like shit round my house for a party. Yeah. And I just decided to bring it down the bar today. Yeah. And then when I was bringing it down, I was like, what's that down there?
How did your mates miss that one out?
And it was, it's Electric Bear, Mortis Vetus, a raisin and oatmeal stout at 8.3%.
Sounds like a good shout to me, mate. Yeah, I'm all right.
Should we do the next one that you've brought round, then do some other beers, and then if we need to, we'll drop back on the stout?
Yeah, we got
that's what I was thinking.
We got backup stout basically.
We can we can finish off with that.
I mean, I should say, have you got work in the morning?
That's my answer.
I can have a bit of a lane.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah.
I have a feeling that at about 7 o'clock my daughter's going to ask me to take her to school.
Yeah, but that's not work. You can still drive pissed to take her to school, can't you?
Yeah, of course you can. I mean, I don't know if I think if you're hammered, you can't be expected to drive
as well.
brilliantly.
They won't. Yeah, exactly. You can't. You can't be expected to perform as well. You can't be judged by the same standard, can you?
I'd like to see a copper drive as good as me.
Exactly, exactly. And I think they will. They take that into consideration.
Is that true?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Brilliant.
100%.
Okay. Love Beer would also like to disassociate.
I was gonna, I was gonna say, I'm not sure I can really go along with
that. Drink responsibly, folks. As we like to say.
Probably going to do at least 2 or 3 days worth of our daily allowance tonight. Right.
What's this one, buddy?
This one is our old friends Brass Castle. One of my favourite beers.
Fucking dudes.
Yeah.
They are dudes, man.
We've got another one from them as well, which is very, very good fun. But,
so before you get onto it, we do a shout out to Brass Castle.
Yes.
Because on the back of this, they listen.
Yeah.
And Adam's a really, really big fan. He's like the owner of it. And
they sent us down a lovely little goodie bag and with all sorts of stuff in. So, not that we're biased, but...
we like to... We thought we obviously knew. I mean, that's probably... Like, Adam was probably quite happy to hear that we liked his stuff. And weirdly, I was in Jersey this week, and when I was sending you pictures, and the picture you sent me, I showed to the geezers at the bar... And they're like, "Oh, we've not heard of Very Bad Kitty," and I was like, "Yeah, we'll get stuck in Charles."
This one's shit. Fucking amazing, yeah. So one of my favourite beers is Bad Kitty, which is the original of that, which is a vanilla porter. Also, I think look closely at the these bits, the 666s and the little kit.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And normally they're stars.
Well, it's like some the sort of decorative effect on the can is a cat with its tail actually goes into like the devil's kind of 3-pronged
trident.
Trident, that's the word. And then that's interspersed with like the 666s. It's
very pretty can.
Their branding's just on point.
Yeah. So the usual ones where they have the 666 and the cat, they'd usually have a silver circle and a pink circle. Yeah. So it's just like really subtle.
This is 9% as well.
Yeah. Also, look at their guile number as well on it. So guile, which is GYLE, is like their batch. So if they're doing a test brew, that will go down as a guile. So the guile on this is 666.
Yeah.
So they did.
It's really
fucking
lovely. Did they really do that?
Yeah.
Right, so there's vanilla in this, right?
Yeah. It's an imperial vanilla porter.
The vanilla cuts through. It's got a sort of vanilla-y, sort of caramelly
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's
And that's not
beautiful.
us being biased. It's a genuinely beautiful beer. It's one of the. I think they might do another batch, but they sent them down specially. They're not on the website. I don't think anymore.
Oh,
so.
mate.
You know, that pack, I'd have that as a fucking t-shirt, mate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm not joking.
That would be a really nice one with that, like nice, like the really nice thick acrylic stuff. You
Yeah.
get.
Ooh, that is unique in terms of a stout.
Special, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wish we hadn't said that they sent us some free shit and we really liked them before we tasted that,
It
because
feels-
it almost feels like we're saying it for the hell of it. That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking incredible beer, and I would suggest that any of our listeners give that one a little whirl, and then you will find
unique.
out that,
They've got,
that we ain't talking shit.
It's got some punch to it.
They've got a really, really good series coming at the moment, and we've got one of the beers from it that we'll do later. But it's called the Bigger Picture series, and there's a series of nine or eight beers, something like that. But you get all eight of them, and at the end of it, you can take the labels off, and they all make a map. And apparently, there's some gold hidden somewhere else, something like that. Honestly, the art. I'll give you a sneak preview.
I
of the
tell you
artwork.
what, if that's the fucking case, and we can get hold of that shit, we'll do
at
a
that for
fucking
artwork.
trip.
That's fucking Goonies
Oh
shit, that
my-
is.
Yeah, mate.
God.
Yeah. I've got 4 of these cans.
But it's Goonies shit for piss heads. Like, we'll be in a fantasy world thinking we're that, but the reality is you'll be Sloth and I'll be the girl with braces, and it will all be
No,
a mess.
no chance. I'm Chunk and you're so Data.
Booby traps! That's what I said. I love Data.
Oh, brilliant. Should we talk a bit of music?
Yes. Yeah. What would you rate that one?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm going to go 9.
You're going in 9.
So I'm switch reversing it. I'm going 8 for that.
Yeah, so
and
I
the
went 8 on that as well.
So the reason why that gets pulled down slightly is that I know that I can literally get away with drinking one of them
That's it.
before my face melts. I could probably just about drink 2 of the Neutron Stars at a push.
Oh, yeah. all
You
right.
know
Chuck
about
Norris.
it, though, I think. Oh, that's you're getting on for a bottle of wine, I think.
Yeah.
You'd do one of them. Yeah. I think you'd be on your
You
arse.
guys you forget that.
I think that vanilla thing, like the vanilla kick in that, that is one where that's a little Sunday afternoon. That's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bust that bad boy open. and
Really
just-
nice, like cold, properly
Yeah.
refrigerated.
I wonder
as
if
well.
you could cook with that as well. I'm wondering if I'm no chef.
an
I'm not.
expensive
I'm not.
gravy, I
I'm,
think, if you
yeah,
Warm
but-
it up and put it in a pot noodle.
So do that. So do that for the lols.
Beef and tomato.
yeah.
But it is. I would say of all the stouts that we've tried
I would,
so far, it has the most unique notes.
oh, yeah, definitely. It's the vanilla. It just hammers it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I would have that as a dessert. If I went out
Yeah.
and had something really nice to eat,
Yeah.
like I'd quite happily have that as a dessert.
I completely
Yeah, it's a
agree.
good
I
shout,
completely like
yeah.
dessert. I was thinking that with the layer cake. Like it's like a dessert beer.
Yeah.
Like you have a dessert
I
wine.
love the fact that your sales pitch for this is just constantly burping. Yeah, I would-
There we are. So the artwork for Batilliers is it Camille Flavel? Camille Flavel?
Oh, sorry. Where?
Come
Right
on,
down at the
Flavel.
bottom.
Is that?
Oh, label up by Camille Flavel.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a very good artist if you want some.
Yeah, well
artwork
done, Camille. Yeah, well done.
Camille Flavel, that thing that you had wrong with your.
No, that was Blue Waffle.
Oh, that's right.
That's so childish. Oh well. So let's do so. Let's talk music
Yeah.
then.
Should we-
Before we do, I'm quite pissed already.
Are you? I'm feeling
Yeah.
all right now, but that doesn't mean anything. It could just.
Oh, Bruce Lee.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a bit silly already.
Bruisley. Sorry.
But yeah.
So,
Right.
what I want to know when you say it is I want to know what festival you was at, who you actually intended to see, and who you stumbled across.
Well, I don't know about that. I can do some of them actually. Should we do top 3 like big stadium bands?
Can do that.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
just whistle
I
through
did.
them.
I did.
So
I did think of that. Yeah.
Mine's. I'll go with 3, 2, 1. So mine's Della Soul at Glastonbury.
Yeah.
'Cause
Great.
I'd never even seen them before and was just there. Somebody said you should probably stick around for this because they're legends. Then Gorillaz headlining Glastonbury, which is fucking amazing.
Wow. Yeah.
Just because really good. It's like the stage performance on that is I've never really seen anything like it
No.
since. And then my all time was Muse doing Origin of Symmetry back to back at Leeds Festival. All of those are like goosebump moments for me.
Yeah. What I mean, the Gorillas one stands out because it reminds me of when I saw Chemical Bros weirdly at Glastonbury, and the light show and the video stuff there. It was just fucking twisted my absolute melon.
Was it on Pyramid Stage?
That was, yeah.
Yeah. They do some fucking amazing things with that place. Because that Gorillas one, they obviously it's all animated, so they played around so much with what was going on the stage, because you've got the screen behind like the central screen behind where they're performing. Then they had 2 screens either side within the pyramid stage, and then they had the 2 outlying screens on the outside of it. And the two left and the 2 right screens had an individual story going on in it. The one in the middle had an individual story going on in it, and occasionally the stories would meet up in the middle and go out, and you had all the lights, and you had people doing the voices or the violin or whatever that would actually be up on stage, and you just get this spotlight come up on them while they were up on stage. And it would just be this one person on the stage with all this fucking mad stuff going on.
Yeah.
I only saw the last half of the set, and it still is one of those standout moments for me. Like, you can do very well with that.
Oh man, I'd have to check that.
I was lucky enough that I went to the first ever Gorillaz gig.
Did you really?
Yeah, and there was a lot of interest around it because they'd obviously blown up. Just because of the fact, aside from it was Damon Albarn, it was just going to move this mic around a little bit because it's probably going to get in the way of the camera. But every time I sort of turn around, I'm sorry, you don't need to know this, listeners. I'm just actually talking some really boring shop here, some tech stuff. There we go. That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
If the camera blocks out your face, I don't think no one cares, really, mate. They're not. They don't subscribe for the $15 thing to look at you, mate.
Can you just keep talking for a
That's
sec, Chris?
That's the feedback I've been getting anyway.
So I just want to make sure that everyone can hear you.
Well, I just want to say that.
Yeah, that's more enough. Shut up. Right. So there was so much hype around the Gorillaz because it was like, well, it's Damon, and at the time, the band that was rumoured to be playing live was basically half of Talking Heads. It was Chris Frantz and Tina Weymouth from Talking Heads was going to be like basically the rhythm section. This was like, fucking hell, I'm going to get to see Talking Heads and Damon, and at the time it was like, is Sean Ryder going to come out and do Dare? And it was the first album, and it was at the Scala, so it was only a small gig.
No way.
And the guy that I knew at EMI at the time got me some freebies. He got me 2 freebies. And then when we got to the Scala, they were going, like literally outside people going, like, buy a ticket. And I was like, how much? They're like, 400 quid. And I was like, oh man, I got 3 tickets here. Like, and it was like
700 quid. Yeah.
And I was with my mate Paul. Yeah. And I was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to just flog them? Like, we could make like fucking 400 quid each, and we could have a right night out. Like, yeah. And then we were brassic then. We was doing the band, so we had no fucking money. But I fucking love Blur, and I love Damon, and I fucking love Talking Heads. And I was like, what am I going to see in there? Am I going to see something that I've never seen before visually? How are they going to recreate the animation?
Yeah.
What's Hewitt going to do? And I fucking love him as well. Because aside from like the stuff that Jamie Hewitt's really famous for, previously at the beginning of the 90s, he'd done all the album artwork for a band called The Senseless Things.
Never heard of them.
Well, you probably wouldn't have. But I've got all of their 12 inches out there in the back room. Eat kegs. For no other reason. Well, no, they're a fucking great band. Yeah. But it's Jamie Hewitt artwork. Okay. I think Tank Girl's on the cover of one of them as well. His interpretation of Tank Girl. It's just fucking brilliant. And in the end, we went in. I was like, let's not sell it. Let's just go and see what this is about. And it weren't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to get some real weird 3D shit, like I've seen since. But there was like...
Because I thought the first time their live set, I thought they bigged it up as doing like holograms and stuff like that.
Well, none of that. That's what I was hoping for. But it was a white curtain, and they were like illuminating the sort of shadows, and there was like fixed, like sort of slides of the art, the characters. It just weren't that great. But
so it was the first time anything like that had been done.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
completely. And I got to hear half of Talking Heads play, which was more than enough. And I do think Damon Albarn's a fucking genius. Like, and incidentally, halfway through the show, Jonathan Ross was standing next to me with his wife.
No way.
We got overexcited and got really, really fucking drunk, me and my mate Paul. And my mate Paul nudged me and motioned towards Jonathan Ross's wife's breasts.
Oh, do you know what? I knew this was coming because they're a conversation point, aren't they?
They're rather large.
They are quite big, aren't they?
And he's nudged and said, look at those. So I've turned and I've gone, oh, wow, yes, they're big.
Massive waps, big old lils.
To which Jonathan Ross went, they're all right, aren't they?
Oh, no.
And we obviously just thought, oh, no. And then she started laughing and he started laughing. And then we just watched the rest of the gig chatting to him. It was fucking great.
Ridiculous. That is absolutely brilliant.
So that was worth the £400 ticket.
So many other people you would have got fucking nutted for.
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Wow. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, what a great band. What a great band. I'm not a Muse fan.
Are you not?
No.
For me, they were really big when I was growing up. So, one of the first big bands that I got into. Origin Symmetry is probably...
Oh, someone's just jizzed in
the
their
bass
pants.
player from the Senseless Things is the keyboard player in Muse.
Is he?
And when Dom the bass player, is Dom the bass player?
Don't know. I don't know them that well.
When
It's
they played
just,
V and Dom the bass player's dad got really ill or passed away, something really tragic happened.
You never listen to these guys because you know everything. This is in their annual.
Morgan Nichols from the Senseless Things stepped up within about 2 days' notice and played the bass lines for Muse's set.
Wow.
You imagine trying to learn how to play Muse's fucking
yeah.
shit.
Savage.
Yeah.
Didn't they always say that like Muse are massive, but you don't know who their fans are. Like you never know, you never meet their fans, and we have today. We've met them. But
Muse do that thing that bands kill to do. Muse are an NME band and a Kerrang band.
Yeah.
Metalers like
Yeah.
Muse.
Yeah.
And fucking indie kids like Muse. That's a hard thing to bridge.
Yeah,
They've transcended that.
it's a difficult Venn diagram. That.
It's for me, like Origin of Symmetry specifically was one of the first albums that I got and properly really listened to.
Is that Plug-in Baby?
Oh, you put me on the spot now. No, that's Plug-in Baby.
That was the
That's
second album.
really sexy bass line, isn't it?
Do 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 do
So
do
that's the
do.
guitar line. The bass line is a
Yeah, but
fast,
that
is a
is-
faster,
No,
sexy
No, I'm thinking
boy.
the time is running out. I think it might be that one actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is massive guesswork, but I'm putting all my money on the fact that Plug-in Baby's on Origin of Symmetry. Guys,
Plug-in bass
sweet.
line is
Plug-in Baby.
is sexy boy. Bow 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 bow. But it's faster. It's sexy boy.
Sorry, now we went from Plug-in Baby to Plug-in Bassline.
Yeah.
That's different.
Fuck
Stop
me, I'm
confusing
pissed.
me. Some of our listeners have already heard this. I don't know if you've ever heard about one of my goosebump moments where I started crying.
Yeah. I think
Crying at Adele?
Yeah. Was that
And Coldplay, like 2 nights on the
yeah.
bounce. 2 nights on the bounce.
Glastonbury?
I got
wasn't it?
absolutely caught up. I wasn't
That is,
even doing a lot of drugs.
I was gonna say,
a lot
yeah.
of drugs.
So
I really
you got
wasn't.
caught on a come down, mate. Let's sort that.
I didn't. Like,
Just breathe it in, will we? Just breathe it in. It's amazing.
God, 2 nights in a row, I started
Fucking
blubbing
Coldplay
to the
as well,
most
mate.
mainstream acts.
I can understand it. Was it Adele, the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could kind of understand Adele, but fucking Coldplay, mate. I forgot. I think I was watching Shy FX or something while that was on.
Yeah. Oh, man.
The lights guiding
No,
you.
actually, no, I wasn't. I was working, and I can just remember people were just like, I got this fucking glowing wristband, like at the beginning
Right,
of the festival,
yeah,
and they were
yeah.
just wandering around with their wristband for Coldplay going off like 2 miles away from where the set was going on.
Right. Well, that was what got me. That's what got me because it was like the technology involved there. Again, a bit like Gorillaz, it was quite something to
Yeah,
see.
I would. To be fair, I looked at the YouTube videos of it afterwards.
Yeah.
and I like anybody that wants to see a site, I'd go back and watch those videos.
It
'Cause
really-
it is
yeah.
something amazing when everybody's hand goes up and it drops, and everybody's lights are just going.
Yeah, honestly.
That's the key, right? When the thing that will bust you up is not necessarily the emotion in the music, but a crowd.
Yeah,
uniting
that's it. Unity. It is that. It is that, bro.
Fucking whether they're singing or they're motioning with
No.
lights, whatever. A crowd coming together will bust me
It's a
every
beautiful
time.
thing because, like, so many times when you get that you know, we
Because
can,
it never happens.
Well, no, and
Yeah.
like things like, I mean, let's look at today's climate. I found myself having a right old argument about politics the other day with one of my closest mates, and there's so many things that go on in life where you can find yourself at loggerheads with each other, and then you have these moments, like especially, and that's what festivals are great for, that you just feel that unity, and everyone's just at their best. I think at their best and at their most charitable with each other,
completely.
and that's a fucking really, really tremendous
It's
thing.
weird, isn't it, at a festival where people walk in that door and sign off.
Sign
off their kind of preconceptions of how and the way that they live their daily life.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, for me, it's the same in a really weird way. If I go swimming in Wales, or I go to Yorkshire, or I go to the Lake District, and I walk out my front door, people go morning, and I go morning. If I walk out my front door in Grays and someone says morning, I think, what are you after?
I went to Grimsby on business a little while ago, and I was having a hotel, and I was just walking back to the hotel at night, just thinking about what was going on the next day. And for the first time in my life, I got told off for not smiling. And this just random guy walked up to me and went, "Come on, mate, smile. It's not that bad." And I thought, you wouldn't get that down south.
No.
If you're walking along crying, most people are like, "Good, at least someone feels worse than I do."
Or stay away from that freak.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing that
Look at him expressing himself.
Modern,
Don't do that.
Those sort of anxieties.
Well, you're pouring something that's red.
Yeah.
Oh, this was in that bar that I was, and then
Was it?
Yeah, and they really liked the. They had a row of these with all different 4-3, 83.
Yeah.
Different types of. It really stood out.
I just think to look at, this is one of those beers that anybody that's sort of got a bit of a bee in a bonnet about craft beer is going to fucking hate.
Yeah. Can I just say one other thing about that particular event at Glastonbury? Where
It's all right that you cried, mate.
No, listen, right? The drum and bass fucking venue, which was like that, which was like an
Silver
inverse,
Haze, is it?
The inverse temple, where it was like there's like it's like square and everyone's facing each other, and the dance floor, the main dance floor is on the floor, and then
Was that in
everyone's dancing on the
Shangri-La,
stairs. No, it wasn't. And oh my god, if I could design a club, I'd make it like that. It was fucking phenomenal, mate. And everyone faced each other,
I know,
opposite
Temple.
sides.
Temple, yeah.
It's
That
the
place
shit
is,
show.
And the bass in there is fuck it, because
Yeah.
they've just got it all focused into the centre of it. And like you say, it's
Incredible.
four-dimensional bass, just
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It is easily the best venue I've ever been and
always
had a
a
rave.
massive queue.
Facing looking at everyone raving over the opposite side, and the dance floor, and the DJ up on the top of the temple. It was off the fucking hizzle.
Yeah, whatever, man. You cried at yellow.
Stu didn't listen to anything I said there. He was ready to say that.
I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, hurry up and finish. Hurry up and finish. I'm going to forget this because I drank already. Right, Chris, I'll let you handle the can on this one.
Come on, you have a sip then while I read it.
So I really like this. It's a good palate cleanser.
So this is called Berliner Weiss, which I'm assuming it's a German white beer.
I think wheat beer.
Wheat beer,
usually.
of course.
Weiss.
Blueberry and lime.
It messes,
Amazing.
messes with your head when something's a different
This
colour.
modern interpretation of a Berliner Weisse is fruit-forward, inspired sour take on a German classic. The earthy yet aromatic notes of blueberry counterbalance the tartness of the lactobacillus, accompanied with a whisper of lime for a sharp, juicy, acidic bite.
I think colouring that is a work of genius.
It's all blueberry,
Because
I think, isn't
so many people that would open a beer and it's a sour and it's traditionally a beer colour, it doesn't compute. But that made perfect sense because of the colouring. And I know that sounds ridiculously stupid. Do you know what I'm saying, Chris?
Mm-hmm. Because there's not a juxtaposition. It looks, you're sort of forewarned on the sort of flavouring. But also, interestingly, that is a milder sour.
Yeah.
I could drink a lot of that. Surprise! Like a lot of sour bills. I'm like, I kind of like it since you introduced us to the wonderful world of sour.
that was the first one I had was here.
And that was quite the first one. Twist your melon back a little bit, didn't it? But that
Massively.
one, I'd drink that. I'd
one
really
was,
get stuck into that. I
was,
could have a few of these.
Was it Little Earth Project? I think it was one. That was particularly. I mean, Little Earth Project are known as doing quite tart sours.
Yeah,
It's only 3.2.
Yeah,
It's quite.
So
So
we've
it's a
got some
session
quite.
beer, really,
Yeah,
then.
we've got. So the next few beers are going to be fairly session strength, and then we'll back up
We're
again
fucking
in
change
a
gear.
little bit. Yeah.
I'm really impressed by that. I think that's got a lot of flavour to it, but
Yeah.
it's not. The flavour isn't like, say, look, it's almost the inverse of Bad Kitty there. Because
Yeah.
Bad Kitty is a very... If I was a fucking stout, I would be Bad Kitty, I would say. Quite loud and probably too much to handle over a long periods of time, would you say?
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, mate. But this...
Nice in sort of small doses.
Small doses,
Yeah.
like chicken pot. But this, I could drink that. I could get absolutely twatted on that.
All right,
I
Ralph
reckon.
Macchio.
This is amazing.
I've just realised I've got to upload some of these to my Untapped. So
You're what?
my Untapped, which is a very gay beer rating app.
Ah.
I'll go for dates and I'll sit down and order a beer and I'm just like, I'm sorry, I've just got to upload this to my social media.
That so what's that called? Untapped.
Untapped, yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, Untapped. Right, remember that hat you gave me years ago?
No way.
Yeah, it's become the festival hat. as
That
the
is
subject.
fucking amazing because I love a festival hat as well. Charles, can I have a look, mate?
Yeah.
So is this year's? This is what you've picked up badges off this
It's
year.
a couple of years now. So that one was Boomtown last year.
Yeah, okay.
It's absolutely
It's a
into
nice.
it.
Stuck
And then
right in the middle.
that one there is my old C&D badge. That's the first badge that I took to a
peace
festival.
sign.
Yeah.
Wow. No way. First badge you took to a festival.
Yeah. Because I was
Fucking hell,
working for the C&D when I first started doing festivals. So that's why it's rusty as fuck.
I thought that was just a normal pattern on it.
No.
Can I say as well, you've got positive money.
Yeah.
So sometimes I can't even remember if Pip even got me to talk about, I always talk about fractional reserve banking and stuff like that. Positive Money is the YouTube channel that I think explains it the best and really talks about the issues with our current monetary economic policy.
She
And
was
it's
really good, but she was trying to get a decent conversation after me after I just smoked a joint at Glastonbury in the morning. And she was really pretty, and I was just trying to just be like, it's like about money. So anyway, I've got to go.
Oh man.
The only thing I would say is these bits at the back start to snap off, so I've had to wrap it up with copper.
That's done wrapped up with copper, bro. So you only get that when you bloody live on a farm, basically.
We did a mobile bar a little while ago that was all copper
The damage
edged.
to that is called Smoky Woodboy damage.
Smoky Woodboy. That is amazing, man. That's literally how we should do the fucking backs.
They're really nice. It's nice if you have it off your head for a little while because the copper colds down.
Cools you down.
Yeah, it gets colder and then you put it on the back of your head and you're just like...
Love it.
Oh,
That
dude, I'm
print,
so
that print on
fucking
the
happy.
underside, that's my favourite print.
Yeah. I've got a shirt that I wear to quite a lot of festivals as well, which is all flower print, it matches very well.
Nice. I think we didn't we when we did that range, there was ones that we backed differently, weren't we? But we both agreed, I think, on that flower print.
That's so
being the
good.
best.
I actually gave that a little wash at the underneath for that, especially to bring it here because it's
God bless.
gone through a lot now.
We should say at this point that this morning we pretty much saw the first designs of the next Redshift collection.
Yeah, it was really good, really impressive,
We're
and
doing a
not
little
like
collaboration, aren't we?
and not like what we've done before.
No.
And I would say I would have been reticent until I see the quality of it and the colours, and I was really impressed. And as a collab collection, I think it was really nice.
Go follow Mr. Pleasy.
Mr. Pleasy.
So that's the shirt that I normally wear it with.
I've seen you wear that shirt as well.
I've seen you wear
and
that
I've
shirt.
seen you wear that velour top as well. You are a rascal, you are.
That it's the size of the eyes reflecting in the flash. That I think's hilarious.
It's like cat's eyes, bro. You've had a good time there.
Zamo is having a great night.
Itchen Valley, Temple Valley. Where's that? Or should I not read that out?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
shit, no.
that was at Boomtown. It's
Okay.
on the very last night. That was.
Oh, right, well, look.
The last night at Boomtown, they shut the music off at like 11 or 12 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's become tradition. You go down to the it's like a hidden tradition that I'm now publicising. But you go down to the hidden woods, and everybody just robs the bins, upturns them, finds some sticks, and they just sit down there until like 6 o'clock in the morning. You get like these little pockets. This wood bit's massive, and you get these little pockets of people that will just get like 5 or 6 drums together, and then somebody will just be fucked and just starts banging it, and he starts beating out the drum, and then somebody else will come in and starts doing percussion on it, and you walk around these woods, and by this point you're off your nut as well. You'd be walking around these woods, and you just walk into these like bits of really synced up drumming, and then you stand and watch it for a little while, and then walk away, and you just get into this cacophony, and then you'll get close to another bit, and there'll just be another group of people that are just really synced up, and then again you walk. It's fucking amazing. Really, apparently it started by somebody. He just got the bin, tipped it upside down, started banging on it. The security guards came after him. He picked it up and started running with the bin while banging it. And then while he was doing that, other people were like, "That's a fucking good idea, that is." So grabbed loads of bins, and it started a few years ago. And now you just go down there and knock some bins about. It's so fun.
The hidden places.
Well, we're fast approaching the hour, so should
Wow.
we rate this one, and then we'll pause for part 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Right, where are you going with this one, mate?
6.
Oh, 6. Mine's much higher. Mine's it's above 7. That's an 8.
Yeah.
It's a great session sour. I can't imagine I'd ever say that, but
So I'd go 7, yeah. That really surprised me. I hate wheat beers, and that's the first one that I've actually properly enjoyed.
I've been tired of wheat beers since my early 20s. I've not really warmed to any particularly too much. So yeah.
Well, see you in part 2.
Bye. Does anyone need a wee?
I'm all right, mate, at the moment. Do you need one?
I'm all right at the moment. Yeah, it'll probably come halfway through, and then I'll regret not going. But
Hello and welcome to part 2.
Welcome, travellers.
How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel fine. I don't feel pissed. I really
Alright,
don't.
Jet Li. Fucking hell.
Jet Li now.
I'm definitely on the tipsy side of.
Are you guys both
sober.
really? Are you really?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm.
I can feel.
Maybe
like,
I think
feel
I'm
the,
fine,
feel
but
my face is warm.
The
That's normally a good sign.
sour beer at the end of part 1 sharpened me up a little bit.
okay. All right. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to go.
Ooh, I don't know what to do next.
Can I just ask you all to give me a quick level, because I'm mindful that we're pissed and we're all over the place with a microphone.
You're all over the place.
1, 2.
Go on, Charles.
1, 2, 1, 2. Tiny kangaroo.
Yeah, you're glorious. Chris Ladson.
You're all over the
Oh,
place. You
shush
fucking
now.
prick.
There we go.
All right. So where are we going?
Should we do some music?
Oh,
Let's have a beer.
No, let's have a beer, because what did we do last? We just did it. We did music, didn't we? Really?
We sort of done a beer
Festival,
and a music. So
yeah.
if you just tuned into part 2 before part 1, go and get your head looked at. But other than that, what we're doing, Charles from Love Beer, he's here celebrating his 3 years of trading, and he's been a long-time sponsor of ours, aside from being our friend. And he's bought a big barrage of beers, which Charles is definitely an expert in. Charles, your website is...
Lovebeer.co.uk. Love-beer.
Love-beer. Got to get that in there. And actually, if we really want to do it properly, www.lovebeer.co.uk.
We should do a little shout out to Luke Van Boom.
He's being missed. He couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah.
Luke, we're sorry you couldn't make it, bro. That was always the plan, but I was being a rad dude at the weekend, and then surfing, hanging 10, being tubular, and then my flight got cancelled home. So we couldn't do it then, so we've had to move it to Wednesday night, and unfortunately the bad man Puke Bang Boom couldn't make it, could he?
Yeah,
So-
so come up and can't be helped, but we will definitely have Luke back on because I know that you lot love him as much as we do. But in the meantime, what are we drinking?
So this one's a saison by a brewery that I don't think we've featured before. So when I first came, I did top 5 beers in London, didn't I?
Yeah.
And did quite a lot on the Bermondsey Beer Mile. So the ones that we've just done, Brew by Numbers, is One Stop, and then you've got this one, which is Affinity Brew, which is fairly new, and then you've got Partisan, which we'll do next. But this, like Affinity, for my money, are doing some really interesting things. They're not like traditional beer at all by any means. Just doing some really fun. If you're doing the Bermondsey Beer Mile, make sure you go and do Affinity Brew. But they're just doing some really fun flavours. And yeah, I don't know, I just quite like them. The guy, their assistant brewer is from Salthouse Bottles in Brockley, which is where you would usually stop off to get a beer or two.
Yeah.
I just like what they're doing. I like their cans. I like their artwork. All of their beers are quite a nice. You'll taste it in a minute, but they've got this quite nice sort of subtlety to them. They're just really good, and they're on the Bermondsey Beer Mile.
Mate, do you know what? I've moved to right near Bermondsey.
Have you?
So you know, if you guys
Do a
fancy.
Patreon special at the
Oh
beer
my
bar.
fucking god! I'd be
Only
so
found the
up for
cans
that.
about no skateboards.
You're fucking rude, you are. Are you digging me out because I use a skateboard now?
Yep.
Went
did see that
surfing, use
video.
a skateboard. That's really embarrassing, right? When Molly filmed that, I was holding a laptop, which makes me even more hipster, because I got downstairs and for some reason I hadn't put the laptop in a bag. What a knob. And thought, oh, fuck it. Instead of going back upstairs, I'll just keep it in my hand. And then I thought, oh, I better be careful when I skateboard out of the place. So I looked even worse than I am, and I'm bad. It was like it's my second week doing it. So yeah, that was painful. And I've been like to her now, look, film me now. She's like, I ain't filming now, you prick, you know it's coming.
That's what I do. You don't need no credit card to ride this train. Right. What's that one?
Was that bloody...
It's an interesting one.
Nobody...
Back to the Future.
How was it? The artwork, again, what I'm noticing now is that they actually give they give props to the artwork now, don't they? Artwork by TheBradshaw.com. Amazing artwork.
I thought I quite enjoyed it.
Lime
I
and
would
curry.
Have another sip
Sounds
of it. It's one. The first sip I had, I thought it's a bit weird. The second one, I start getting. It's like a nicer version of Desperados.
Oh, really? All right, let me give you a whirl.
Some like lime and herbiness coming through.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Yeah, it does take a couple of sips on that one, though. I think.
Okay, let me give it a second. Yeah, that you got to old retune the old taste buds for that bad boy, ain't you?
That's not my bag.
I wouldn't.
You know what? I feel like someone's accidentally dropped a bunch of oregano in a fucking pint glass for a joke,
So they
and
do-
you're smashed, and you're like,
They
they're
did
like
one
making you
with
drink
orange
it.
peel a little while ago, and like all of their beers are quite subtly flavoured. I think.
I mean, the can looks fucking great. The artwork's amazing. A sparkling golden saison with lime zest and coriander seeds. The coriander.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely
I'm not a fan of coriander. I think this is where this is.
Well, I quite like coriander, so I don't find it that offensive.
Isn't it? Some people think coriander tastes like washing up liquid.
Soap in it, yeah.
Yeah, it genuinely tastes like soap to me.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad. I couldn't. There's. Sorry, guys.
No, that's all right. Well,
I really
I
am.
don't think you're that sorry.
You always say that when I say sorry.
Yeah.
Even when I run over that
I've
kid.
I've
Even
never
when I run
seen
over
you
that
say
kid.
sorry and look, then there be any element of conviction in it. It almost looks like a disclaimer to do it again.
I'm sorry, but yeah, not a fan. But I tend to think I've got quite a wide sort of like palette for flavours.
Warren Thompson. Yeah.
You and your comparisons today. But that is not that's not doing anything for me. That one.
Or me, mate.
No,
yeah,
I'm
there was
stru-
a definite nope from both of you straight away.
Yeah.
You feeling that?
Yeah, from you two. Yeah.
No.
I quite like it, which is why I bought it. I think it's.
I don't even like the notes on it.
Really.
Would you buy it in a boozer?
I would. I'd probably have a third of that. It's one or two. I'd have one of these schooners. I think. I'd try it. I think I'd probably try it as like a mid-session beer or something like that. I would go back to Affinity and buy one of them for a hot day like today.
Yeah.
On the way out of London.
What, to pour over your head? You don't want to drink it. Cool
So
down.
as a connoisseur of beer,
Yeah.
so if you're out and you're in a bar and you see something that you know you like, or you see something that you haven't tried, what do you do?
What if they're both on there? It depends on the beer. If it's something that I really, really like, I'd normally go for that. But if it's like by a brewery or a brewery that I know that I haven't tried or something like that, then I might go for that. It just
Dive in
depends on
there,
what the two
yeah.
options are. So if I saw like Neutron Star and another one that I didn't know, then I'd probably go with that one. Or like one of the IPAs that we've got coming up, I'd probably go for one of the IPAs. But then, yeah, it just depends. It's very difficult because there's so many breweries, so many different beers. Some of them are like core range, like Bad Kitty, or some of them are always on tap and you can always find them. Whereas other ones, like some of the ones I've got in there,
Bit
will come
more
and
rare,
go.
more like unicorns.
So as we make our way back into music and festivals, one thing that I've noticed that isn't readily available at most music festivals, well, certainly the ones that I've been to, is good beer.
Yeah.
So how do you approach drinking at a music festival? Mr.
I smuggle in a load of spirits and then usually have Usually have cranberry juice, cranberry and raspberry juice mixed with gin in very high quantities. Just take a 1.5 litre bottle around with me.
And that's the best way to do it.
Well, I take some beers in with me. So quite a lot of festivals now are doing restrictions on the amount of alcohol you can bring in. So like Boomtown this year, you could only take 17 cans in or something like that. Like a really fucking weird number. Like you had to break down a pack of beer. No spirits whatsoever. So you have to smuggle in your spirits using the old tried and tested methods.
Yeah.
FYI,
up your ass.
I don't want to do it because then security will start checking it, won't they?
I don't think we've got a big security following.
I bought a job lot of unbroken bottle tops.
Yeah. So the best one I've seen.
Oh, sorry, what? Hold on.
Because then you just.
I get you.
Take the water bottles in and just go, it's unbroken, and they let you through.
The best ones I've seen is get a 24 crate of 500ml bottles, turn them upside down. So the plastic wrap one that you get from Lidl's, turn them upside down, cut down the centre of it, and take maybe 2 or 3 bottles out of it, unscrew them, fill them up with clean spirit, put them back in, seal the bottom up with sellotape. And then you just walk in like it's a case of water. Nobody has ever checked it.
No one's going to give a shit about that, is it?
There's other things I do to get other things in.
I just bomb about 3 or 4 grams of coke before just at the gate and just see how that all plays out for me.
The day before.
Yeah, just get it all down me, and it's always seen me right. Yeah, I don't know. I've never had a specific strategy for that. With potentially, basically with drugs, I've always gone with under my nutsack.
Yeah.
And it's seen me true for many years.
That's when you inject.
Just whatever you got, put it under your balls. That's my tips, kids.
Yeah, I've got some of them are getting quite tight now. It's like a lot of shit.
What are we talking about?
Security at festivals.
Okay, right.
So you're getting quite a lot of dogs on the way in and stuff like that.
You've got to be careful, man.
Yeah. I go very all out with mine and
double wrap and all that.
Yeah,
double bag.
It's double bagged, cling filmed, gaffer taped.
Yeah, I think that's
secreted in somewhere that nobody's ever going to look. But
yeah. Oh wow. Yeah. Oh god, Jesus, I wouldn't go that far. They can just take the drugs.
No, not that place that they're not.
Oh, okay. All right. Sure. But you do need to. Yeah.
I mean, Glastonbury was really difficult this year, and Boomtown. Thing with
Boomtown though, everyone's off their face from what I hear.
So a couple of years ago, they had loads of people collapse in the queue because they were taking so long to search the punters on the way in.
Everyone had dropped and
because it was
come
just
up too
fucking
quickly.
hot, and the queue was like 9 hours. And if you didn't take a bottle of water into that queue with you were fucked. So they've stopped being so strict with the queue on the way in of punters, but it means that as crew, it's the only festival that you get properly searched on the way in. So you have to be soaked. My brother at Boomtown just walked in, didn't even get checked, and I had like the dog and everything. Yeah. But it was better this year. The year before, my mates went in with their babies, and they were being so thorough that they took sleeping babies out of their cots to check underneath.
Yeah.
So it was but they
didn't check in the babies. They didn't cut the babies open. Jesus.
Not this time, no. But they're getting. I think the council are easing up on Boomtown a little bit, so like they don't have to be quite so strict. The music was a lot louder this year, which was great.
Right. All right. Right. Okay. First, let's rate this beer.
I'm going to give that 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Unfortunate.
I'm real sorry, Affinity. But it's a 2 for me. That is the worst beer.
Sorry.
That is the worst beer you've brought here.
Wow. That's.
I've got to agree with you.
Really?
Yeah. And I think that's just to be honest, isn't it? Like we always try to be honest.
Yeah, it tastes like coriander and Vicks.
So I genuinely quite enjoyed it. It was a nice. I thought it was a nice, quite subtle flavoured beer.
No,
you guys are.
It's not subtle at all for me.
Yeah. You're just being
Honestly,
polite.
The moment I saw you take a sip of that beer, I thought, "Oh fuck."
I mean, we are chavs from Essex, but that is
rubbish.
Struggle with that.
No,
one,
I genuinely like it.
I
I gave that 6,
apologise,
but
guys. I'm sorry, and I'm sure, as I say, the artwork's great. A lot of thought's gone into it. It's really difficult to say much more. That isn't in any way derogatory to the flavour.
You ever stumbled across a band, Chris Glassam?
Yeah.
You said with as much conviction as you did when you apologised.
No, I would say
you couldn't be more David Brent then when you went. Yeah.
Late at the Pier.
Oh yeah, I used to listen to them a little bit when I was younger.
Late at the Pier. Can you shut the fuck up? Burping over there, trying to open the bottles. Late at the Pier. So we went to the Great Escape is the best way to do this. Like, if you ask me, that is the absolute best way to find new bands and see young talent. Not just females, to see young talent finding their feet, but being to really starting to get into a green patch of being talented. And I saw Late at the Pier and Cage the Elephant on the bounce, and never heard their music before. A couple of mates said, "Oh, we should probably go here," and we went to check the band that was before the pair of them, and I cannot fucking tell you the name of the band.
Really?
Yeah. We went to see that, and then we hung about. And Late at the Pier blew my fucking socks off.
Like proper, like almost atmospheric indie, aren't they? They're like,
yeah, they're like they were.
Don't really know
They were around the era of like the whole new rave sort of scene, you know, like Klaxons, but. And I only ever made one album. We've had them DJ for us, and you had them come down and play for us at the book club.
Andrew Faley. Faley had a solo career as well.
Yeah. He's fucking. That's good, man. That solo career as well. I've only recently listened to that the last 2 years, mate.
He's an absolute dude, and Late at the Pier are a fucking incredible band.
That is one of my sad stories. That
New Rave was a tragic scene.
Yeah.
New Rave
I
was
agree.
my introduction to music.
Yeah.
Right when I was kicking off, so I was 16, 17, 18 when all that was going on. And
But the Klaxons didn't sound like... I was blessed that I was...
I quite like the Klaxons.
they're great.
Yeah, so do I. I thought
absolutely love them.
Golden Scans and that is some fucking amazing.
Here's, is it Trash Party? There's a Rave Dave. It's a Rave Dave. It's anybody
They're a cracking band, the Klaxons. But... New Rave? I don't know. I mean, being old as fuck, I was around in 88, 89.
Yeah.
Them bands didn't sound like that.
No.
Anything like that. They were indie bands. They were great indie bands, but they weren't rave bands.
I think later on it did actually get changed to indie rave because it was a bit more fast paced than a standard indie.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Actually saw the dude from the Klaxons in Highgate.
Cemetery or
no, he's still alive. I can't think what he's like. Jamie Reynolds from the Klaxons. I think he's doing some stuff with Damon Albarn at the moment. Bizarrely, talking about the Gorillas on episode 1. Saw him in Highgate the other day.
I genuinely thought Klaxons were talented. I thought that first record was an absolute banger. But Late at the Pier, when I stumbled on that, I felt like I'd absolutely won the lottery listening to that. It was young, it was vibrant, it had changes in pace, and really good songs, and lyrically as well. Like Space in the Woods is a tremendous song, and the fucking music video is amazing.
Awkward music, man.
It's awkward music, and I played it to Robin the other day, my cousin, and she's like, I can't stop listening to Late at the Pier, and it's like it's just one of those tragedies that it all sort of like. Money got involved there, not even them, but the record labels, I think, sort of like started to upset that, and then unfortunately the drummer died, and
oh really?
Yeah, car accident, I believe.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
it's a shit way to go.
Yeah. So yeah, bit sad, really talented band, and another band I saw there was Black Market, London Black Market, who was Longy's band. It's where I met Nick Long, and I loved them. I fucking love London Black Market, and I just think that they could have been almost Arctic Monkeys level. Yeah, but some people, and that's the thing. And some people get the breaks, and some don't, and that's how it is. But that's the beauty of like that sort of top 5 as well, though, Charles. Is that these unsung ones that you stumble across and might disappear and barely ever touch a column of a magazine, yet we're just incredibly talented. Yeah, so. Yeah. So what we got here then, mate? What we drinking?
This is Partisan. We've had this one before, but it was on the very first one that has disappeared.
No way.
I've got a Pete Bill EastEnders glass.
I fucking love that glass.
Yeah.
It's
and it's a half as well. Do you know what's weird? The first time I ever had a beer, ever, was in this glass.
fucking love them.
That isn't that glass.
Not that actual one, but it's a half, and it's the traditional kind of I don't know what you call the glasses. I call it a Pete Bill glass because he used to drink it in EastEnders in the 80s.
It's just your old school ale glass or ale. It's sort of a mug, isn't it?
And I remember my dad putting half a can of Kestrel
Oh wow!
in there, and then topping out with lemonade when I had a Sunday roast when I was probably about 10.
Nice.
And just thinking beer was the worst tasting thing ever, but I could stomach a shandy.
Yeah.
And just feeling like I was going to get pubes soon because I just had half a shandy. Like, what more do you want from life?
No. And the only pubes you got were your dad's in your teeth. I'm really sorry, man. Not appropriate.
I thought I'd go in straight with that one afterwards because this is a lemongrass one, so it's got the same sort of herby vibe.
Here we go. No, I like that one. Yep, I'm enjoying that one.
You're a liar. You're a liar. That's the same as the last one.
It's not the same as the last one.
It is. It's a little bit more lemony.
No, it's more lemony. It doesn't have that herby touch.
I think it does.
Yeah, all right. You're right. There is a subtle herb taste, but it's not half as strong as the Affinity. I quite enjoy that. It's difficult to rate it. I mean, I'm going to accidentally
Where's
keep
the bottle,
pissing on
mate?
that Affinity one.
What's that?
Where's the bottle of
Where did I put it? It's hiding behind the can from you.
But I can't.
And that next one to the right. Yeah, that one.
Right, okay.
I can't.
Some Sterling
Off that
podcast
last
in there.
one, it's fine, and I like Partisan.
Yeah, they've Partisan have been doing some really good IPAs and pale ales. I just didn't want to. I got some of the ones that I've got later. I really wanted to get in because they're fucking really good beers. And I knew that those we had like 12.6%, so I thought I better get some lighter beers in. And
I'm enjoying that. I could have a couple of those.
Switch up at the palate as well.
Yeah.
We
I
got
could have a couple of those. I could.
I do struggle with the sours.
Yeah, that's a wheat beer. So again, it's not really a flavour that I particularly enjoy, but this one I do. It's another one that I
You
could
rate
say.
that?
Yeah, I'd say for me that and the Affinity, I've written it down, are about the same. So I'd give that a 6 for me. But that's the sort of I'd probably have 2/3 of that sat outside on the Bermondsey Beer Mile on a hot day like it was today.
Yeah.
I'd concur.
I get that.
I'd go with a 6 for that one, mate, as well. That would be.
I'm loving this book by the way. 'Cause it's got the right amount of columns for
You like that?
for this exact one. What are you giving that? I sense not particularly high.
I've got to be honest.
It's not as bad as the other one. You can't put it.
No,
on
it's
the
not.
same
It's
thing.
not. It's not. No, I'll give it a 5.
5. Okay, cool.
Because only
Middle
on
of the road.
only on the strength that if I was on a session of trying craft beers on a hot day, that will probably be a welcome relief.
Yeah.
Like a piss.
I should put that on the can.
I'm sure they'll fucking love that. Yeah.
A welcome relief,
Craig
just
Gleason.
like a piss.
Right. You've done your.
Right, we're getting
your number 5.
We're getting a weird noise coming through here. So
It might be that.
yeah,
Better.
yeah, all good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
There we go.
It was on. So I thought I put it on aeroplane mode. Yeah. There we go. That'll do.
Aeroplane mode.
Aeroplane.
Does
Is it airplane?
Who's got time to say aeroplane, Charles? All right, this is.
We live a different
this
pace
is-
of life down in
we
Kent.
do, mate. I'm a busy guy.
Well,
Right, can I do my band? Because
Yes,
I
of
want to give
course.
these a big shout out.
All right, mate. Come on.
So this is about are they a band, a performance piece, I guess, called Slamboree, who are
Never heard of them.
just fucking amazing. I first found these years ago through like the depths of SoundCloud and just finding random bits. They've got a song called "I Hate Myself," which is not as emo as it sounds. So the style of music's like a clash of everything. It's like a bit of bass line, a bit of drum and bass, a bit of house, a bit of garage, a bit of techno. They've also got a 3-piece brass band up on stage.
Holy shit!
So that's fucking amazing anyway. Like, and I like the music, and I just went to go down and see them at Glastonbury fucking years ago, just on this random. They had a stage there called the Spirit of 77.
Right.
So it was fucking years ago.
Yeah.
And they get some technical difficulties here. It's one of these things that it's going to be really fucking difficult to describe how good these guys are. But they're basically, you've got this really like heavy bassy rave music with punchy brass, all the right bits. And while all of this is going on, they've got a performance going on stage with circus performers. So at one point you've got a contortionist coming out and popping his arms out, sword swallowing, and then at various bits you've got full-on storylines going on in front of you, where you've got like at one point there's a woman and a man falling in love with each other, and then they break up, and then she goes through this big like personal drama and gets lifted up, and her skirt it's all like a clumped up skirt, and it looks just like I don't know how to explain it, like a frilly skirt, where it actually comes out to like unfolds. A 16-foot black and white circle that all goes in and like twists in and gets all of the performance on it. There's times where I've at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I've been at the front of the stage, and this guy's, what they call touching balls, where they seem to like levitate a ball above you. Have you ever seen it, like the circus act, where they sort of hold a crystal ball, but they do it in a way where they've got enough pressure on it that it looks like it's levitating.
That's amazing.
And I've been off my nut, and this guy's just been obviously clocking that I'm in a very good place. While I'm raving. I've seen them at Scala as well, actually, and I got to meet Freya afterwards. But specifically, there's a song that they've got called My Game, My Rules. And last year, about this time last year, I was in a bit of a difficult place. I was feeling quite depressed and was sort of struggling to dig myself out of it. And I just found this song at the end of their album. And it's an album that they've been talking about releasing for about 7 years. And they do the festival circuit, and then they come out, and then they go off and do another one somewhere else. So they've never really had the time. And then just at the end of this album, there's a song called My Game, My Rules. And it's just like a big mantra that's just like, we're all captains of our own ships, sailing our blood vessels through the sea of life. Sometimes you rage through raging storms of fear, loneliness, or depression. Take the water on board and you'll sink. It's the water outside that keeps you afloat. These are my ships. Rule one. Life is a game. All this sort of thing. Life is a dance. Dance to your own tune. Eventually somebody will join in. Like just all of these fucking lovely little nuggets of information.
Yeah.
And it's one of those songs that probably for about a week afterwards, for just a week after I heard it, I just listened to it probably 3 or 4 times a day driving around.
It was kind of become like a mantra.
Yeah, and it really, and even now,
inspiring.
Yeah, it really, really is. And it properly dug me out of that. And it was that song that then last year made me like, right, fuck it, I'm going to find this place to Boomtown. My mate sorted me out a ticket to Boomtown, and came off the other end of it and was in a much better place when I came out of it.
Yeah.
And I still now listen to this song, and I've shared it with my friends as well when they've been going through difficult bits, and every single person that's brought them out. And so much so that I actually messaged Slambury last year and said, just thank you for that song. This is what it meant to me. And then the week after, when I went to Boomtown, I ended up partying in the crew bit and just got on really well with this couple, and told them about this Slambury situation. And they were like, "Oh yeah, Mike Freer, we know them. We're up in Leeds. They're our best mates. I will tell them you said all right." And got a message back from Slambury the week afterwards. And it was just like, so they're just like so many things wrapped up in this band. But I've seen them about 6 or 7 times, and honestly, every fucking time they just blow my socks off. So if you ever get a chance to see them, it's less about the music and more about what you're watching on stage. I mean, I've taken people to it, and you just see their mind pop halfway through the set, where they're just like, why is there a guy? At one point, he'll like get a condom out, sniff it up through his nose, and then bring it out through his mouth. And you're just like, why the fuck am I watching this while I'm raving?
Do you know if the music's on Spotify at all?
Yeah, it is.
What I would suggest you do is, if you send over all the tracks you're going to talk about from the bands that we're going to talk about throughout this. I was
going to say, actually, when we're a bit more pissed up later, why don't we sit down off air and we'll do a proper playlist?
Because if we can put together a playlist, then we can share that online, and everyone can go and listen to the songs that we're talking about. Yeah, we'll do that. It makes some sense.
Slambury, never heard of them. But that sounds like something I would really bloody enjoy.
It's a spectacle. As I say, I mean, actually, the album, as a standalone album, the music on there's average, but when you put that on with what they put on stage and the effort that they put into everything that goes on there, and obviously if you're in the right sort of mentality as well, the music is just fucking perfect to dance to, and you've got this just absolutely mad shit going on. They've got one song called A Bad Machine, and everybody at one point just falls down and then reanimates halfway through the song as the song builds back up, and then you get the punchy brass line coming in and a proper like trance beat, and then it just honestly it's very difficult to put into words, but it's astonishing to watch. I would actually put them up further, but I've just got too many options.
Are you a fan of these sort of you've been to Boomtown, so that's interactive narratives.
Yeah.
So you're a big fan of that. Have you done any other things that aren't festival music?
No, it was the first time I'd done anything like that last year, and that was I was in an altered state, and I really got into it, and was able to just really become very much involved with the storyline.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed it. And this year we did it in a bit more of a sober state. And fuck me, it was so much fun. I'd love to do more of it.
Yeah.
But you do have to be prepared to be a bit silly and really just play along with it, don't you? It's about letting go.
Definitely. I think immersive theatre or anything like that, like when we did Romeo and Juliet this year, that was the for Secret Cinema. The more you give, the more you'll get back off the performers.
Do you go... Do you have to what's the word? Do you have to get clues and stuff for that sort of thing?
Yeah, and it was but that was a tragic disappointment. I'm not gonna lie. I really felt like they'd made it too big, and they'd made it like a cheap festival, and they'd made money hand over fist. And that's not a criticism of the performers there, because I think if you got engaged with them, it was great. I think that was a criticism of their structure and game plan, their overall strategy that year. But I really want to dive into more immersive theatre. I was gutted I missed The Drowning Man, or The Drowned Man, which was a theatre show where you walk through every room and there's just actors in there, and they're sort of like telling a narrative, and you can explore this mansion, and I want to do more stuff like that.
Boomtown are actually doing a Halloween party down in Bristol that's got an immersive, I think there's 4 floors, and they've got an immersive theatre on 2 of them or something like that.
So, that's so good. We do it a lot.
Yeah, you've done escape room and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, aside from that, we went on a train carriage tucked away under some arches in London not that long ago, and done a completely immersive murder on a train experience, which was fucking incredible, with a meal. It was bizarre and brilliant, and I was lucky that I've been to Secret Cinema maybe sort of 5 years ago as well. You know, I got to the Star Wars ones, which was maybe still when Secret Cinema, a lot of people weren't aware of what it's become now. It's huge now, and it should be huge because it's fucking incredible.
Yeah,
I remember first hearing about it and just never...
But some of the early ones, 28 Days Later, was fucking...
I think that's the first one I heard about.
It's one of the most amazing things. I wish I would have gone to Back to the Future.
It was really good.
Like, everyone I know that's been to that says that's been the best one they've been to.
Stratford, wasn't it, that one? It was quite a small spot.
It was in the Olympic Park, I think, Back to the Future, yeah. But Star Wars and 28 Days Later was at Printworks, and fucking incredible. Absolutely incredible. We've done the No Time to Explain one, which was the one in London where you meet outside a station and you end up...
I think I've heard you talking about that.
That was insane. Podcast. You end up in like hotels meeting like gangsters, and then that finished with Carol and I steaming down the Thames on the back of a speedboat. It was fucking amazing. Like, and you're running to get on that boat because you're being chased. It's like, it's incredible. And it's brilliant because I know we live in a world now where people going out now want an experience, you know, because we live in a selfie, you know, a world of selfie and look how fun our lives are. But the upside of that is that people are then pushing the boundaries to try and find these things to do. And when you do them, they're fucking incredible.
Those sort of things, actually, I find, and it's the same at Boomtown when you get involved in that, is that you can't, if you're doing it properly, it takes you out of the ability to take selfies and document what's going on.
The beauty of Secret Cinema is they shrink wrap your phone when you walk in.
I think if you were at Boomtown, if you were taking selfies and stuff like that while you were doing the storyline, they'd accost you and they'd throw you out of the bit that you're in and stuff like that.
Live in the fucking moment.
It really does force you into... And when you've been doing it for a couple of days, you end up doing some fucking stupid things in front of crowds of people.
Yep.
Oh, Charles.
We chased down 2 professors to because we had to find some stuff out about something that had gone missing, and we'd chase them down, and they had this big crowd around them that were just playing around with them, didn't really realise what they were doing, and they were getting nothing from them. And me and my brother turned up and said the right thing, and we just got this whole performance piece from these. And I end up patting my head and touching my nose, hopping on one foot in front of this big crowd of people, and you can just see these 17, 18-year-old girls that have just been oh, these look like fun, just been what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is he doing this? And then they just get his book out and I take a photo or something and I'm just like, cheers, mate, and run off. And they're just like...
But the zombie apocalypses that we done, how fucking amazing were they?
Wow.
We didn't once think about getting a phone out, did we?
No. It must be so fun to be an actor, like when people really engage with you and like just properly take... Because you start guiding it a lot more than the actors do. Because it's all about improv for them, and like
I think those sort of retreats are going to get more and more, and
Massively.
I think it will be. It won't be 4 hours. It will be you put your fucking phone away for the weekend, and you.
But there's a certain type of person that will enjoy that, and not everyone else can get that loose.
Completely. If you, as Chris said earlier, if you don't put in, you won't get out. And I say that when I try and sell Secret Cinema to people, I'm like, you got to dress up, and they're like, no, and I'm like, if you don't dress up, don't fucking bother. Because you're not going to have a good time. You're going to feel awkward because you haven't dressed up. Just dress up and escape for a fucking few hours.
No one gives a fucking... No, the weird thing is we all think that anyone else gives a shit about our lives and what we're doing. No one can remember the minute they saw someone weird, like not the actors, but a random Joe Public interacting with the actor. I can't tell you one face of one person I've ever done that with.
But whoever does that, fuck them, because they will never ever get that moment of magic that I got ahead of Secret Cinema. The week before, they invited us to this bar, and they gave us the coordinates that we had to put into maps, and we're walking down Brick Lane, and then there was a side road, and I looked down. I went, "This is it," and I looked down this side road, went down there, and I went, I'm sure this is it. Look down another tiny little alley, and there's a fucking Jawa.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Beckoning me in. And I'm like, fuck, we're here. Yeah. And we went in the cantina. We walked in, and there's a band playing, dressed as the band, in Star Wars, playing.
What?
Fucking amazing. And it was like, in the bar, buying these unique, weird cocktails that, it cost a few quid, but fuck it. This is amazing. This is so much fun. And like... And you can be whoever you want, and you can just create these crazy roles, and it's amazing.
But my point being is that no one's going to remember you. You shouldn't feel self-conscious because no one's that interested in what you're doing. They're going to cheer, they're going to whatever, and if you don't quite nail it or whatever, no one cares because it's all part of it. Is everyone? It's a bit like a best man speech. Everyone wants you to do well. No one's really going to see you step up and go, I'm going to participate and go and criticise you for what you're doing.
But to go back to what Charles says, there's some people that just can't do it.
No.
And that's a shame that he's just, that they can't do it. It's their loss, but that don't make them bad people. It just means that some people just haven't got that confidence in them.
Can't let go.
I mean, I think for me, it's somebody that gets to go to festivals a lot for free. It's people that can't get involved that bankroll my festival. If you want to sit outside the front of Pyramid Stage for the whole festival and occupy that space, fucking crack on, mate, because I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm going down the rabbit hole, or I'm going to be up at Greenfields doing something else. Like, you crack on, mate. You've paid £400 to sit in a field. I'm off doing something else.
Yeah. You'll never regret that.
So we got this brilliant. We were trying to impress Mr. Croco, like runs the town. Yeah. You have to do like a performance, and he just does that to you, hands you a card. And you flip it over thinking you passed it.
Did you see that?
Nobody cares. And we'd like performed for this guy. We'd like been doing fucking dances and all sorts, and like I think we'd like managed to blag our way in past where we were supposed to be at that point. Because halfway through, we were trying to explain, and he broke down. He just looked at one of the other actors and was just like, "I fucking hate it when this happens." Right. So I think we got too far, and he was just like, "Right, fuck off, go and do something else." And then he told us this when we went round to do the old lady people's home. Yeah, met the old lady.
Kissed her
dick. You need to go down there and do a performance, and he went, "Don't worry, mate, you don't need to do much more."
Wonderful. Did we rate that one?
Partisan, we got 5, 6, and 6. Shall we do another one then?
Always.
Okay.
We'll go for another Brass Castle.
Brass Castle.
So this is from their...
The artwork on this is absolutely tremendous. Oh, we're going for the onion rings. These are Ringos. Fucking hell. Old gone.
So,
I've never been a big fan of Ringos.
Well, they didn't rate high in the top 5 crisps, did they? In there.
So the whole of this series has just been fucking amazing. If you get a chance to buy any of the ones that have been before, 100% recommend. They're just fucking This is number 4, I think. Yeah, number 4 of 9. So you've got an IPA, a stout. Put myself on the spot now. This one and something else.
Okay.
But anyway, they're worth doing. You can get them online. They're going to be doing re-releases later, but if you don't get on it fast enough, I'll have got the gold or whatever's at the end of the map.
So you were saying that with their artwork, some of this you can peel it off to make a map?
Yeah. So this one, I've got 2 of them that definitely link up, but I'm going to save it until the very end and then get like a board or something and mount it up on.
So exciting.
But these, and I've noticed these black lines are like the edges of the map. So you've got one on the left, one on the right.
Right. So that's
And
how
they
you plot
all
it.
match up, yeah.
Oh my
It's really
shit! I
fucking cool,
cannot
man.
wait.
Like,
to
I mean,
try it.
that should be an immersive hardcore listing episode.
I would love
Go and
that.
follow the map for a week.
I would love that. The artwork is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and it's got like silver rune markings on it and stuff as well. Like I have no idea what that means.
yeah.
Like there's so much weird stuff on it. And that I also this beer is just a bit of fucking silliness. It's 2.8% and it's called Kingdom of the Sparkle Pony. And I just fucking really like it.
Yep.
There's again, it's another one of these beers that I think if you're a bit like funny about craft beer, you'll fucking hate this. But give it a try. And let me know what you think.
I read the last one. You need to read that one after your little sippy sip. All right, leave some for the rest of us, tough guy.
That is fantastic.
Pass the sit here, Jeff Capes.
All of that series has been different but fucking brilliant. So the stout they did was cinnamon and something else.
You can taste
Wow.
you can taste the malt.
Can you?
Oh, it's
the
candy floss as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Candy floss table beer.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
What you can get your kids into that shit.
Another
It's only
reason I wanted to include
2.9%.
some of these are these, although they're free. This one and the next one we're going to do are 2.8 and 3%, but they don't really feel like particularly weak beers.
No,
they've
they
got
don't.
flavour. They've got the
There is
body.
flavour,
And
yeah.
A couple of years ago, I wouldn't have bought this here because a lot of table beers were shit. But this is
Right,
they're
do you-
starting to really get like a drinkable beer.
So this is really weird. When I was a kid, there was a sweet. Do you remember the sweet that looked like a beer? What was it called?
Beer bottles.
Beer. No, not the beer bottle. It was a pint glass. What one was that called? Can you remember? I'm starting to feel pissed, by the way. What was? Anyway, it was a little pint, and it was like it tasted like bitter, but it was a chew sweet as well.
Yeah. We call them beer bottles.
Oh really? Okay,
Yeah, it was
well,
a little
even
pint,
though they
wasn't
were pints, yeah. Okay, all right. You and your mates.
I think when they started off, they were because they were like a cola bottle. I think they become like a beer bottle. Then they might have just turned into a pint.
Okay, I love them. And so in my head, when I used to see my dad drink beer, I was like, when I'm old enough, I can have that. I'm having this now. It's going to taste like that. And like you were saying earlier, Stu, like your first few beers, and you're like, fuck off, that is disgusting, mate. In my head, it would have tasted like how that beer tastes now.
That is a really good.
Do you know what I mean? Like you know, take a beer. You'd feel like a real adult drinking that, wouldn't you? Because for like a young'un drinking that, you'd go, there's a bit of kick to it, but it's sweet like sweet shops.
As a testament to how good that is, we've all finished that in about five gulps.
That was shit hot.
Such a creative beer, that. And
Brass
amazing
Castle, we bloody love you.
Yeah, doing some really fucking good stuff.
wow.
As I say, like if you can get your hands on any of the cans from that series, the IPA and the stout. What was the other one? Oh yeah, banana and a banana wheat beer, which is I didn't really.
Amazing.
It's not really my thing, but it was still a nice beer.
Could you get the banana tones in there?
Yeah, it just too much wheat for me. It's just not a style that's really tricky for me to enjoy, like as a high rating beer. But the IPA and the stout were fucking amazing.
Tremendous.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
And that one I don't think disappoints either.
All right. Well,
Can I talk about a
I'm
band?
really praise him.
Shall we rate?
I heard you say, "Can I talk about a man?" Yes, you can.
Shall we rate and do band?
I want to give that an 8.
Strong performance.
I want to say 8.5. Can I do 8.5?
Oh, it's a tough one. I think I'm probably sitting at 8
I'm
as
really
well.
impressed by it.
Yeah, I'm going to go 8 as well.
Well, I was of all festivals, I was at the V Festival
Oh dear. How
in
long ago?
1997.
Oh no, great time.
96.
Even that's not an oh dear. That's an absolute win.
And maybe at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'd heard this one track by this band,
Yeah.
and these guys walked out that looked like the nerdiest bunch of students I'd ever seen, and started playing this record called Tijuana Lady.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
And I was like,
oh, mate.
I'd only heard, I think it was it might have been Whipping Piccadilly. And I was like, who's this awkward looking nerdy dude that sounds like fucking Robert Johnson or something?
Yeah.
And then
Very good. Very, very good description, mate. Yeah.
but fucking Gomez.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
Gomez
wow, to see
blew
him like
my
that.
fucking mind.
Yeah, man.
And it was a boiling afternoon, and I was sitting by stage 2 on this slope with all my pals, and we was all pissed. And Tijuana Lady by Gomez, you know that track, yeah?
Yeah.
What a fucking beautiful record that
Yeah,
is.
it's weird you say that because we're all. I mean, like you're not as old as fuck as us, Charles, but bands just get lost. You forget like real amazing moments in your life. And Tijuana Lady, Gomez, seeing them live, and I probably didn't see him like then, but not much after that.
If you was a
And it was
stoner, you must have loved them.
Yeah, it was a real anthem for me and my mates, and all my sort of more muso mates as well. They absolutely fucking loved them. Whipping Piccadilly, what a feel-good song that is, you know, when you're young and you're getting drunk and you're hanging out with your mates and you are going on day trips and that. There's nothing better.
Are you familiar with Gomez?
No, I was
Mate,
none of
really,
these.
Really, you're a bit of a hedonist, Charles. As much as a hard
I
worker.
don't know where you got that from.
And Gomez had that. There was an underlying thing where they nerds. Do you know what they kind of like? I think Alt J are the modern day Gomez in a way.
Mate, Alt J, fucking hell. I really like them, but the whole scene that grew up around Alt J are fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them live, and they used to do this fucking triangle sign.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Just sat there, just at the end of every fucking song. Not applauding, just sat there. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right, let's have a little bit of this.
Yeah.